Okay, so first of all, thank you all for attending tonight. It does mean a lot to the charities, it means a lot to the people within our branch. And the support that's been shown has been phenomenal from our membership. We can't thank everybody enough. Now, I've decided to speak on the Gauchers Association because the video that's online is traumatic. It is not an easy thing to watch. So instead, I'm going to tell you a little story about it. So I would love to stand and explain what it is, all the subtypes are, the medical information. However, you can do this all online. I'm going to tell you about a story about the disease, and there's two reasons behind why I'm doing this way. And I'll explain that at the end. So this might not be an easy read for us, so I'm going to ask you to bear with us throughout it. So Harper Dorothy Foggin was born on the 15th of the 2nd of 2018 in Crompton Hospital. Harper was transferred to the special care unit during her time because she developed breathing issues. She would hold her breath when she cried, and she would squeak when she breathed. She was taken to RVI by ambulance. She was diagnosed with a floppy larynx initially, which was told would get better with age. She was still struggling to gain weight, however, and worked endlessly, and it was endlessly to get her to the £9 mark to get her discharged from hospital. When we returned home, we settled into family life. Getting a few visits from the community team, but they were still concerned about Harper's lack of weight gain. One day after Harper was put down for a nap, with her mum, she stopped breathing. Harper's mum managed to resuscitate Harper, and then she was rushed to Crompton Hospital by ambulance and then transferred to the RVI. She remained there for 2.5 months. There was various diagnoses thrown around, vigorous testing to find out what was wrong, and given the increased difficulty that Harper was having breathing, the decision was made by the doctors and by us to fit a tracheostomy to help her with her breathing, and feeding tubes were also fitted. The whole family had to go undergo training by the community team, and Harper was initially diagnosed with a condition called congenital myasthenia, which affects the nervous system and breathing. However, with treatment, it could be managed. So in June of 2018, we finally got Harper home with a mountain of equipment and tried to settle into what would be the new home. When Harper and Mum went for an appointment to have a larger tracheostomy fitted, we were informed that we would need further blood tests, as the initial diagnosis may have been wrong. They were now testing for Gauchers disease, which they didn't explain the word, they just said we're testing for it, so you can imagine what happened on Google, it was just all panic stations. Whilst waiting to go home for the results, Harper developed an infection and was rushed to the RVI for treatment, and after she was treated, she stabilised quickly. When we were there, Harper's medical team, myself and her mum went to meet with the doctors who broke the news that Harper had type 2 Gauchers disease and would most likely not make it at 6 months old. It was crushing. I don't know how else to explain it, but with there being no available treatment for the disease, Harper also had a very acute and aggressive form of it. However, after a few more days, we were discharged with support from the amazing community team and the NHS. We cannot fault the work that those people put in, it was phenomenal. We managed to keep Harper at home, astonishingly, for a few small visits for checkups and a small infection. We crammed as much as we could into a very short space of time, visited as many places as we could. We did Halloween, aquariums, butterfly house, she met a boot cart with Buffalo, family trips to Scotland, Christmas, we even crammed a wedding in there, and spent as much time as we could with our family and friends. Medical professionals were amazed at the strength that she showed and amazing care after receiving as the months passed on. As we hosted early Christmas for Harper, she did begin to fade away. However, she did manage to fight back for another week. Harper finally finished her fight on the 12th of October 2018, surrounded by her family. Whilst Harper's story is a difficult and tragically short story, it was crammed with magic, wonder and love, and an incredibly brave little girl. It was deeply loved by all. Now, as I mentioned at the start, there are two reasons why I'm speaking on this. The first is to raise awareness of this disease rather than watching videos or Googling. This is a direct story from people who have been affected by it. This is also to help fund the Gauchers Association and the amazing work that's been done by Harper's mum and Prevail Therapeutics, who are developing treatments for Gauchers disease. The second is this. Harper's story shows something truly inspirational, that a group of mostly complete strangers could be gathered together with a single goal to make Harper's life as as that we could in an extremely challenging time. We here as representatives of this trade union, members, friends and family should learn from this. You've seen what a small group of around 30 to 40 people were able to achieve. Now I think it's time we need to see what we can achieve as a collective. So on behalf of myself, the Gauchers Association, my family and of course Harbour, I would like to thank our branch for the support and each and every one of you for the day. Thank you.